Hello, it's about 9:30 on May 1st, and welcome to tonight's weather update. You can see that big swirl. That is an upper-level storm. That brought us some more clouds today, but at least we dried out after all that rain and actually saw some sunshine. Though it all depended on where you were. Toward the south shore, there was more sunshine, and I was able to actually get out there and enjoy some of that sunshine. Further out east, I mean, you had more sunshine even along the south shore. So generally on the south shore, so if you were south of the expressway, you had gotten into that sunshine for at least a little bit, and then the clouds kind of advanced as we got to it later in the day. Actually, it still looks like out east there, wasn't too much cloudiness. At least toward the east end, it seemed like it was a little better. But we'll look at the satellite loop here as well to show you this. So this is the satellite loop here that we have. And you'll see there are all the clouds sweeping in. There was a little bit of a break, and more clouds sweeping in. Let's see if we can get this a little more. We'll go up to 96 here. As you can see there are the clouds kind of coming in the afternoon there. The clouds did come in, but again, there was sunshine out there to be had. And we'll just go to the CONUS view so you can take a look at. We'll actually do this. I don't think there's any lightning with this thing, but you can see there's that swirl in the atmosphere. That is that upper level low that we have. We'll put it up so you can see the swirl there. There it is. So it's a big upper level low that's going to be sitting over us again for the next couple of days. Cold pool loft, instability. We didn't have any showers over us, or there were showers off to the west today. Looking at the radar, you'll see that there are still some showers off to the west here. Some around northeastern Pennsylvania, and it's more to the other side of the Appalachians. But we'll have to see how this works in the next couple of days here, because this is going to sort of move east. And I think today was kind of going to be the better of the 3 days as far as, compared to tomorrow and Wednesday. Showing what the skies were like today. We'll show you again. We had a lot of cumulus, but there was some nice blue sky in between the clouds. See that? Some really big towering cumulus clouds there. Definitely some cumulus congestus in the mix as well. Did you get out there and look at some of these dark clouds, some of these threatening dark clouds? It almost looked like it was going to rain at times. But luckily, we didn't get any rain here. And then later on, toward the evening, after 6 o'clock, cleared out again. And we had more sunshine again to look at. And some interesting clouds in the sky there, as you see. Some interesting clouds. So let's go over those rainfall totals, because obviously we still have there's a lot of high water out there, and you'll see some video of it that I took around Belmont Lake. So let's hear. This is the updated precipitation reports as of May 1st, and you can see those Connecticut numbers there up. Some of them are up in Fairfield County, close to 4 inches. New Canaan, Stamford, Norwalk, and then as you go further east, it's less, but still, some parts of New Haven got close to 3 inches. New London, 2.5 inches. Bergen County, I mean, some of these amounts in Jersey are really incredible. Lyndhurst, 6.19. Palisades Park, 5.44. Hasbrook Heights, 4.90. And just incredible amounts of rain here. It's over a month's worth of rain. Almost 2 months worth of rain. Harrison and Hudson County, 5.19. Passaic County, Little Falls, 5.48. Union County, 6.46 in Springfield. Newark Airport received 5.79 inches of rain. And a lot of records were smashed because of this. In New York City, Harlem, 5.20. In the Bronx, oddly enough, that's considered Harlem. I mean, Harlem is not in the Bronx. I don't know. The only one reading from the Bronx. In Brooklyn, Boerum Hill got 6.40 inches. Prospect Park, 5.74 inches. That's quite a bit. Nassau County, as you get toward Long Island, it gets a little less. Locust Valley, 3.72. Still very respectable, though. Over 3 inches in many parts of Nassau County. 2.92 in Belmore. Quite incredible here. Syosset, 3.24. In Manhattan, Central Park, we have 5.20 inches at Central Park. Also up in Orange County, some areas got hit pretty hard too with some heavy rain as well. Putnam County, Queens, LaGuardia, almost 6 inches. Howard Beach, 5.30. Rockland County also doing quite heavy with the rainfall as well. That was in there with New Jersey. Suffolk County. Some areas of Suffolk got more than Nassau. It looks at the North Shore, 3.75 in Centerport. Northport, 3.64. So it's mostly the western parts of Suffolk that get the 3+ inch amounts. Then you go into the mid Suffolk County area. South Shore to North Shore, you're getting between 2 and 3 inches. And Islip Airport, Upton got 2.20 inches. Obviously, it's less as you go further east. Westchester also getting a ton of rain. New Rochelle, 6.05 inches. Hartsdale, 4.51 inches. White Plains Airport, 3.94. So just an incredible amount of rain, and we still have flooding to deal with out there. So let's go look at the rivers and lakes meetings right now, because we still have some flood warnings along those rivers. So let's go to the rivers and lakes. Let's go to that. So we still have 10 gauges being reported in flood, and we'll go over these right now. So looking at, I'll have to, again, minimize this a little bit so you can see this. Looking at Toms River, again, looks like it's leveling off. So no flooding in the Ocean County area. It looks like maybe some of the tidal areas got a little high. But it's further north where you have some flooding, and especially that Millstone River, that is crested there at almost over 13 feet. Millstone River, again, here's another one. So this Millstone River is pretty high. And then we have another river up here, the Passaic River also. That's going to still rising. It's at moderate flood stage right now. The Rockaway River also reached minor flood stage. So some of these other rivers got up to minor flood stage. So there's still some high rivers. Long Island not seeing that at all. Long Island, although our rivers were high, there no flooding going on in our rivers. It was, even though we got a lot of rain, it was over the period of a weekend. I mean, sometimes you could have a couple of thunderstorms dump this. We've seen thunderstorms dump that amount of rain in like hours. All right, that would be a lot worse. So the ground has had time to absorb it a little bit. So that's the good news and all that. So let's go to the monthly weather summaries, shall we? We'll look at the monthly weather summaries. So first we'll go to today's. And we'll start with Islip. Obviously today, you'll see we were near normal for the highs and the lows for the day. So let's go and take a look at the monthly weather summary for Islip. So here is the monthly weather summary for Islip, and you'll see here we were average maximum for the month was 62.2, normal value 58.3. So you're averaging about 3.5 degrees above normal. Average minimum 44.4. The normal is supposed to be 41.2. So that gives us a mean of 53.3 when the normal is 49.7. So we're about 3.5 degrees above normal for April, even despite the below normal end. Precipitation totals 4.02, coming fairly close to normal because of all that rain we had. However, you'll see that some sites to the west have been much above normal. And we're going to look at that next. So let's go look at Central Park here at the Central Park reading, and you'll see here Central Park averaged nearly 4 degrees above normal for the month. Temperature 66.2, the average high. Normal 61.8, that's 4.4 degrees above normal. Average minimum 49.0, normal is 45.5, so it's 3.5 degrees above normal. The mean 57.6. The normal is supposed to be 53.7, so yeah, 3.9, almost 4 degrees above normal for temperatures. Precipitation, look at this. So in Central Park, 7.70 inches of rain fell. The normal is supposed to be 4.09, so we were 3.61 inches above normal for precipitation. That's incredible. So the further west you go, the more above normal you were. We'll go ahead and also look at Newark. Let's see how much above normal Newark was. And, of course, Jersey, always being hotter. They were 4.7 degrees above normal for the month of April, nearly 5 degrees above normal. So Again, Jersey being the hot spot, and the hot and wet too, because they got over 8 inches of rain for the month of April. It's got to be one of the wettest Aprils on record. 3.87 inches is the normal, so they were 4.20 inches above normal for your rainfall in New Jersey. It's incredible. It really, really is. So let's go take a look now. We looked at May, and kind of just a warm, dry month, but with a very wet ending. That's for sure. Though I don't think any records, I don't see any notes of any monthly records being broken at any sites here. Let's see. Okay, so this is a record breaker. Record low sea level pressures was set by this storm. So not only do we have the rainfall, but this anomalously strong cyclone that moved through the northeast during the early morning of May 1st, 2023, set a number of new record May low sea level pressures. May records in Alpena and Sault Ste. Marie were approached as well. So we got down to, doesn't give inches here, but it goes down to 981 millibars. That's very low at a lot of these sites here. So a lot of records were broken from this storm. That's how deep it was, which is pretty incredible. Very incredible to see. So, yeah, just more crazy weather. What can I say? So let's go to the weather and hazards data viewer, all right? And we'll look at the country. And things are fairly quiet, except for over in Maine, where they're still dealing with the effects of that storm, and some winter weather up in the upper Great Lakes. And we're going to go look at our observations, and we'll take a look at how low these air pressures got. So islip 54 degrees. You can see there's a south-southwest wind. So obviously it's warmer in the middle of the island versus the South Shore. And you'll see here, let's see how low those pressures got. Yeah, 29.23, 29.2. Wow. We had low pressure at islip. Look at this. We got down to 28.90 inches at islip last night around 2 in the morning. That's incredible. So that's really just incredible low air pressure. So, yeah, that's another thing with this storm. It was a very powerful storm. And what I'd like to do, I don't think we can. Let's just put this in, go back to the northeast here. Something like the U.S. East Coast or something like that. U.S. Atlantic Coast. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I'll use this. Just so we can take a look at this thing. And I'm going to go 240 so we can, I think we're ready to, yeah, it's not going to go back far enough. This is just a very, very deep storm. And it had some tropical characteristics to it as well. I don't know if we're going to be able to load such a long frame in here. We'll try. But there's the storm as it's moving up into New England there. And it really is incredible to have such a deep storm. It really is. Again, just, we're in uncharted territory here as we deal with the consequences of a rapidly warming planet. So let's go over our highs for the day. I mean, we already kind of went over that. You see the current conditions, generally 54, dew points in the mid-40s, 52 at Lakehurst. So you get the idea of the conditions we have. Generally 50s, but it does seem like it's a little cooler on the South Shore. Though according to this, doesn't seem to be any difference between the middle of the island and the South Shore, but it sure as heck felt warmer when it felt a lot cooler on the South Shore, but not according to these numbers. I mean, I guess we could look at the Wonder Map numbers and see what we have here, which we will do now. So let's go and see if that is backing up what I was saying. So let's see, you got low 50s, and then it's a little bit, just maybe a little bit warmer. Not a huge difference at all. Okay, so let's go to the weather map here, and you'll see what we're going to be dealing with here. These upper level lows here, kind of just sitting around, spinning around, keeping instability, clouds, and shower chances around through Wednesday, at least. So that's what we have to deal with. Not tons of rain, but there's the chance of a shower. or a sprinkle. Looking at the Storm Prediction Center here, nothing going on here. It's quiet. Day 2, it's fairly quiet as well. And, so it stays fairly quiet, really, throughout this. I'm looking at these right now. Not a whole lot going on, as you see. It's just this big cutoff low here that we're dealing with right now. That is what we're dealing with. So let's go to the models, talk about the overall pattern that we're in, and let's go to the North American view here and look at the jet stream. All right, this is the 18Z GFS run. You see that cutoff low right there, and that's going to be sitting around with us much of the week. You can see the trough in the east. The jet stream's kind of, really messed up. Really messed up jet stream. Look at the just very wavy, but generally favoring troughing in the east, which means we're going to be dealing with below normal temperatures continuing, at least for the first half of this month, with some shower chances as well. No really strong ridging taking place. So if we look at the upper air, you'll see there's that big storm there, and you can see it's just the cutoff's just kind of sitting over us, and it's going to be sitting over us. It might even form a coastal that moves southeast of us Thursday, and then as we go later on to the period, you still get some troughing, not quite as crazy, but you still see it. You got this what you call an omega pattern. You got the ridge in the center of the country and troughs on each coast is what they call an omega pattern. So that is the pattern we are in. And that usually means unsettled. So let's go look at we'll go to the CONUS view, and we will look at the temperature anomaly chart here, because I think that means we're going to pretty much being below normal. So, yeah, below normal today, below normal tomorrow, quite below normal, actually, to the west on Wednesday, still below normal on Thursday, below normal on Friday, and then we start seeing some warming taking place, but this month could actually wind up being below normal. I don't think we'll see the huge temperature anomalies we saw in April because of all that heat we had in the beginning of the month. So let's go to the surface map, and we will go. And like I said, I'm not going to look at the European model. I usually don't, not at least this time, because I think the GFS is good handle on things. But you'll see here, there's that low, and it's going to keep I think we'll see more clouds and more of a risk for rain tomorrow, and especially Wednesday, even into Thursday, and then finally maybe we slowly get rid of it as we head toward the weekend, as a weak high pressure tries to move in. But generally speaking, you can see somewhat unsettled, though it won't be tons of rain. There will be chances for rain, quite a few chances for rain, especially this week. Although it won't be heavy, it'll be scattered. So let's go and take a look at the HRRR model, which we should have the full 0Z run of the HRRR model in. And you will see there could be a shower or two tonight as a little spoke of energy comes in around the trough. And a little area of rain actually develops that could hit eastern Long Island for late morning into early afternoon tomorrow. And then some more showers pop up, scattered, very scattered, as you see. Wednesday, same deal. This low just sitting on top of us, you're going to have, and you might have a little sun in the morning, but the clouds billow up, and you're going to have more of these showers because you're going to have an unstable air mass. If we take a sounding from tomorrow, you will see the instability here. As we to load, you'll see, again, look at that instability and the cloud cover that you're going to see as a result of that. So I'm looking at your dew points and wind flow. The air will be dry. It won't be humid. You'll have dry air at the surface. In fact, you see a little more push of some dry air comes in tomorrow with maybe more of a westerly flow versus a southwesterly flow. And then Wednesday, we get, again, a little more of a west-southwesterly flow. But you still see it's dry, and the air is dry at the surface. The cloud cover will keep temperatures cool. Tonight, we're probably going to have lows in the 40s. And then for tomorrow, it's going to be cooler than today, probably only in the 50s because of all the cloud cover. And then tomorrow night, probably a little bit colder, upper 30s to low 40s. No radiational cooling because of the clouds and the wind. And then Wednesday, similar deal. We're going to be below normal, highs only in the 50s, and some areas to the north and west may not even make it out of the 40s. So that kind of gives you an idea of what you're going to be dealing with your temperatures. And we want to go a little further here into the GFS and see if there's any difference here. We'll take this into Thursday. You see the winds become more northwesterly on Thursday, northerly on Thursday, with that storm offshore kind of maybe bringing some drier air from the north, or maybe, but I still think we're going to have a lot of instability. I'll take a sounding and we'll see. Probably still going to have that instability. Yeah, it's still there. You still see the cloud cover. It's a little better, but it's still there. And then as you get to Friday, light winds from the east, and then as you get to the weekend, we have stability. So as we get toward Saturday, you'll notice much warmer air aloft, not so much of a cold pool. We'll have some stability. Dry air stays in place till Sunday. We still have dry air, and we'll start seeing a little bit more warmth and humidity. Try to make it in maybe next week, but you'll still see there's that blocking pattern kind of pushing it down. So let's go look at our air temperatures here. And again, we're going to be below normal Thursday. Highs only in the 50s. At night, lows in the upper 30s to 40s. Friday, we start to warm it up closer to 60, but you'll see by the weekend, then we'll start seeing those mid-60s, which is more normal for this time of the year. And maybe even a 70-degree reading by Sunday. And then next week, we'll see a little bit of a warm-up with some 70s, but you see it's short-lived just for a couple of days, and then we go back below normal again. So let's go look at the skies, and we will first go to the GFS, which is a low-resolution model, but it'll help you visualize all the clouds that we're going to have, again, around for the next couple of days. See plenty of clouds here. It's not until we get toward the weekend that we start to get rid of those clouds finally, and we'll have some sun, though there could be some high clouds around. This model has a tendency to overdo it, of course. Let's go to the RGEM next. This is the RGEM. All right, so this is the RGEM for tomorrow, and you'll see plenty more clouds tomorrow. You'll see plenty more clouds. There'll be a lot more clouds tomorrow, though. There still could be some sun coming out at times, maybe more likely later in the afternoon. And then for Wednesday, again, plenty of clouds, mostly cloudy. And then Thursday, same deal. Plenty of clouds around. So won't be, again, wherever the showers go, you could pick up a quarter of an inch. It's very hard to predict. It won't be lots of rain, but those rain chances are going to be around for sure. Let's go to the NAM. That'll be the next model we'll look at here. NAM 3. And let's go, actually, we're going to have to go back to the 18Zs to roll it back, just to show you, again, all the clouds we're going to be dealing with here. And the same thing for Wednesday. All right. Let's put this back to precipitation mode here. And you'll see those showers. Again, there's some showers coming through overnight. It's actually developing some thunderstorms, perhaps, coming through in the late morning hours. Perhaps looks like almost some thunderstorms or two, which wouldn't surprise me, given the kind of billowing clouds I saw today. It's more scattered in the afternoon, so better chance for rain in the earlier part of tomorrow versus the afternoon, it looks like. And then for Wednesday, you'll see maybe a little less of a chance, but it's still there. And again, it won't be much. If we look at the total accumulated precip here, you'll see it's very scattered. But wherever you get a shower, you could get a half an inch, as much as a half an inch, more likely a quarter of an inch, between a quarter of an inch and half an inch of rain. But again, there are rain chances around. They're going to be with us this week. So lastly, let's go to the Climate Prediction Center outlook. And you'll see here, it actually gives us above normal temperatures in the 6 to 10 day, and then the 8 to 14 day, and near normal precipitation, which is contrary to what I'm seeing on the GFS. So they must be looking at a different model. They're probably looking at the European model, which probably thinks it's going to be warmer. So now we're going to have to go and see. We'll have to see why they're doing that exactly, because I'm kind of curious as to why they're doing it. Because I don't quite understand why they're doing it, but that's why we go and look at the other models. So look at the European model. It hasn't had a great track record, but it did do a good job with this last storm. So let's see what the European is doing for things next week. All right. This is the 12Z run here. It doesn't go as far. It is trying to show a little more of a ridge next week. It is. Whether that actually materializes or not is anyone's guess. That's the thing. But if we go to the height anomaly, let's see. It does look a lot different than the GFS. It's not showing that omega pattern at all. It's showing more of a ridge in the east there. So it does have a different look to it than the GFS. That's probably why. And if we go click temperature anomaly, of course, that's where the above normal temperatures come. But and it's got more of a setup for above normal temperatures next week. We'll have to see if that actually materializes. That's the thing. I don't really CP's Climate Prediction Center likes to use the European model. I don't know why, and a lot of the times it's wrong. But right now we're in this omega pattern, at least for this week, dealing with this rather unsettled weather throughout the week here, unfortunately, and these annoying rain chances that you're going to have. One more model we can look at here is the icon, and again, just showing you see that green. It won't be raining all the time. It'll be very scattered, but again, there are rain chances, so you're going to have to pay attention to the radar and and try to avoid any pop-up showers or maybe even thunderstorms that pop up. If we do look at the icon, total accumulated precip, you see it's not all that much. All right, GFS, probably same deal. It's not all that much. It's just scattered in nature. It's scattered, and that's what we're going to have, that scattered activity. Very, very widely scattered. A lot of us won't see it, but one thing we will have, plenty of clouds. So as far as getting a nice sunny day, I think today might have been the sunniest day of the week. We'll see. We may have to wait for the weekend to have see the sun again for any decent length of time. So that is going to wrap up this weather update. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.